Hi, my name is Lauren O'Connell, and my videos help you to enhance and nurture both your inner and outer beauty. I was just leaving my villa to come film this video, and my daughter said to me, "Oh, Mom, you're so dressed up." And I thought, I know. I just been looking at all my clothes in my closet, and I never wear anything anymore. I just wear sweatpants most of the time, sweatshirts. So I just felt like, you know what? Today I feel like putting on my jacket. So here I am sitting in nature wearing a full face of makeup and my jacket. But hey, you know what? It's all good. So if you've been watching my videos for a little while, you may have noticed that lately I've just been implementing more and more soulful content or content from the heart. I, for the longest time, have been talking strictly about skincare ingredients, which is obviously something I love to talk about. I think it's so important, but I keep getting the same feedback, which is you need to just be you and share more of you with the people who are viewing your videos. And I have to say, it's taking me a while to feel more like myself in front of the camera, to give myself permission to be myself. Does that even make sense? But it's been a little bit of a journey, and it just didn't come naturally to me at first. I wanted to be perfect and to not ever say the word or like or I would chop everything out of my videos, and I just wanted it to be almost something you would see on a news report, I guess. That's what I was emulating. But you know what? That's actually not totally me. I'm such a mess. and I've been doing a lot of personal development in the last 3 years. I had kind of a turning point 3 years ago. And since then, just my view on everything has changed. And for a long time, I wasn't sharing that with you, but now I guess I just feel ready to, is how I would put it. So I was at this sort of, I guess you'd call it a personal development workshop over the weekend. And I was asked, what's my greatest accomplishment? So what's my greatest accomplishment? And, I think there's certain answers that would be, the easy ones, or they're noble. I mean, but they're the typical ones you would expect. Motherhood, being a mom, raising a family, or even in my situation, because it's, pretty abnormal, I think, for Americans to move abroad. I have lived in Dubai for 12 years, so I could say that, or traveling, or any of those things. But I thought about it, and I realized, actually, I want to say before I say that to you, what is yours? And if you need to just take a pause on this video, just pause it for a few minutes and think to yourself, what is my greatest accomplishment? What is your greatest accomplishment? And I'll tell you what mine is. And so if you've unpaused, welcome back. But my greatest accomplishment has been my evolution. And just saying that gives me goosebumps, but it's so true. It is my evolution. And what you see on my social media and my YouTube and my Instagram and just my life in general, it's taken me a long time to get here. I had crippling self-doubt and the no self-worth for the longest time, probably up until, honestly, I was 35. I really just didn't value myself. And that came from my childhood, and I can pretty much pinpoint that. I have not had any therapy on this, although I probably should, to be honest with you. But it came down to, I remember growing up, my position in my family, my worth in my family, my value in my family came down to my latest report card. And I've talked about this in a previous video, but honestly, everything revolved around the report card. And I had to have straight A's, straight A pluses. I would get in trouble for an A minus. I remember feeling bad and just feeling shamed. I felt so ashamed when I didn't have, just that perfect report card. And when I did have it, I was safe for a little while. And if my report card wasn't perfect, then, I would be ignored, I would be shunned, and I felt very unsafe, I guess, as a child. I felt very unheard. and I didn't feel special at all. I tied my worth to the approval I received from my parents based on my report card. So that became a theme in my life, and I learned, I guess, a behavior of constantly seeking approval from others. And that's what I did. That's how I spent my life. I didn't even know how to approve of myself. I didn't even know what that meant. Everything I did, I would view in the eyes of someone else. How do they perceive me? And that's a terrible, terrible way to live. And it didn't even occur to me that I was doing it. I was doing it unconsciously, but up until about 3 years ago. And then all of a sudden I realized this, and I started to really work on myself and dig deep and figure out what the heck was going on. And just yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I was going to the mall with my daughter, and we were just having a conversation, getting into the car, and I had this flash, this memory flash. And I have not thought about this in probably 15 years. I don't know. But I remember when I was in university, in the US we call it college. When I was in college, I went to Worcester Polytech in Massachusetts. I actually have a degree in mechanical engineering, which is ridiculous. So far from my personality. Once again, that's a parent related thing. But the school was really small. And when I went to that school, first of all, it was 85 or maybe 90% male. And you would think that with all these men around, you know, the women would be kind of tight, but actually I found the women were very competitive with each other in the school. I know it's everywhere, but it wasn't what I assumed it would be at the school. Anyways, a lot of the girls I remember from the get-go just didn't like me. And I mean, this was high school, like small, right? And it was like I was immediately labeled, and it was based on my looks and my intelligence. And, you know, I was always trying to dim my light to fit in, you know, and I would almost try to not make myself ugly. I don't know if the right word, but I wasn't me because I felt like being me was too much at this school. Anyways, I remember one year, I think it was sophomore year. This is the memory I'm getting to now. There were these girls and they had this house party, and they didn't invite me, but we had a lot of mutual friends, and just everyone went to this party. And the next day I heard that at the party, they had this really ugly picture of me where I guess I just looked awful. And they had hung it up on the fridge at the party for everyone to see. And so many people were telling me about this. And actually someone had ripped it down and told me. But, you know, I remember after that, that affected me for so long. And you know, I felt like, why don't they like me? What did I do? And, you know, it just, what it did, actually, this is what the point I'm getting to, is the way I felt about myself on the inside, it was just being mirrored back to me externally. Everything is. That's why people who, you know, are so positive and they, feel so good about themselves, they're always attracting great things. And the opposite is true as well. And it was just a confirmation of really how I felt inside. And it was the lack of self-approval. It was giving my power away all the time. It was the self-betrayal I was always engaged in. This was being reflected to me. But I remember when that happened, I thought to myself, I should switch schools. Like, why am I even here? I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to maybe be a news reporter. I mean, I didn't want to do anything that I was doing. And I didn't though. And so this type of thing just perpetuated in my life. And, you know, whenever something good happened to me, I felt like I didn't deserve it. I remember I was in Minnesota, where my husband's family is from, and I was having lunch with this wonderful woman I know there. She is actually a family friend of my husband's family. She's much older than me. Lovely, lovely woman. And she said to me, you know, this is such a gift you've been given. She was talking about moving to Dubai and, you know, being here and all this stuff. And I thought to myself, internally, yeah, but I don't deserve it. And so, you know, this has been a constant theme in my life. And I guess where I am now is a complete 180 of the way I felt about myself for 35 years straight. And it is purely due to work on myself and evolving myself to get to a place where I realize how worthy I am. And, you know, it's not just me, it's everybody. Everyone is. And it pains me to think that there's so many people walking around feeling like the way I felt. And I'm sure there's a lot that come from much worse circumstances. I know that there is. And that's why I wanted to make this video. It's my evolution. I am so proud of myself. I really am. It feels so great to say it too, but it's my evolution, and I cannot wait to see where I am 6 months from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It excites me in a way that I honestly did not even know was possible. But I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I have my goals. I have so much going for me, and it feels great to say that. And I will add that the house party girls is so funny. I actually just thought of this. One of them follows me on Instagram and watches all my Insta stories. So there you go. Anyways, I'm happy I'm able to share this with you. This is a big step for me in my life, and it might seem silly. I know there's a million of these types of videos on YouTube, but you know what? This is me, my story, and I'm in here for the long haul, and I hope you are too. And you'll keep, watching my videos and watching, my content evolve. And I appreciate you so much because you give me a lot of motivation and just, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. And, the feedback and everything, it's helpful. And somehow this is all building up to something much bigger. And I feel it. I feel it in my body. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my heart. And I just can't wait to see where it goes. So in the meantime, as I'm tearing up, this all right, because I'm not doing anything today anyways. I'm just dressed up for this video. I have to take my daughter to gymnastics. That's my highlight. But as I am thinking about this, what video am I going to turn you to? Because I always try to do that in my channel. So how about you watch my video? Oh, I know. Watch my latest one on the face mask. I actually did find some face masks. I have one right here. These are amazing. This is not panties, I promise. This is a face mask. And check out my video on my best face masks that have really just taken good care of my skin. I'm so sick of the maskne breakouts. It's right here.